Yeah, four things you can do to influence one's perspective. All right, everyone, you're welcome to the Meditate Life podcast with Josh. Thank you so much for coming back and listening to me. Today, I do not intend to take much of your time, so I just want to share four things you can do to influence one's perspective. Number one on my list is have a genuine interest in people. There's a popular quote that says, "Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care." So if you want people to know what you have or how much you know, then the right way is to care for them. And caring for them, you have to care from your heart. When you do that, then their heart will be open to listen to whatever you have to say. But if you do not care for a person and you want to change their perspective, forget it, brother, or forget it, sister. You're never going to do that. So first step to influencing one's perspective is genuinely caring for them. And notice I said influence because you cannot change a man's perspective. And one thing you should notice, don't try to change anybody's point of view, because we're all a product of our life experiences. How we grew up shaped the way we see things. And so you cannot just tell me that I'm wrong unless there's a concrete proof to it. And you can only suggest, all right? You have to know this. You can only suggest to a person. You cannot change anyone's perspective. You can only influence them, all right? So it is important that you take note of that. Number two, respect the other person's view. It is important that you respect other people's view. Like I just told you, we're all a product of our life experience, the places we've been to, the people we hung out with. They're all contributing factors in the way we see life. Okay, so if you really want to influence one's perspective, you have to respect their own point of view. If you don't do that, they won't respect yours too. And one thing you should know is that when you tell someone that I do not agree with what you think on this matter, you're not just disagreeing with their view on the subject. You're trying to tell them that I disagree with everything you stand for in life. Trust me, that's the psychology behind it. So don't tell someone you disagree. If you feel like that's not right, the best you can do is, okay, can we get back to this, or can we talk about this later when I have a better understanding of it? I think that's way better than telling someone that I disagree with what you think. Number three, how you say it is more important than what you say. I think what you just said might not be totally true. You see, I said the same thing in different tone. The first one, we stir arguments and probably fight with some little droplets of blood in between. But the second one will only open room for better understanding. So how you say what you say is more important than what you say. You can be right, but if you say the right thing in the wrong tone and at the wrong time, you are sure to have a fight. Last but not least is be teachable. Be open to people's ideas. Be open to people's perspective. No man is an island of knowledge, so that means we can never be correct all the time. Sometimes too, we might be correct. It's like the figure 6. One person looking at it on the other end is 9 to him, and to the other is 6. None of them are wrong, just that how they view it changes everything. So be teachable. You might be wrong, you might be right, but you might also learn a new way to view it. So open your heart to the possibility of new ideas, new perspective, and new things. The key to changing one's mind is by opening your heart to that. By opening your heart to their is by opening your heart to their ideas. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna let go of that line. So have an open mind towards people's opinion, their ideas, and their point of view. And one thing you should notice that no one wants to ever believe that what they've known almost all their life is wrong. So you can't change one's perspective. You can only influence them. And as Galileo once said over 300 years ago, you cannot teach a man anything. You can only help him to find it within himself. Sure, you get the check. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of mine. I hope it makes a whole lot of sense to you. And if you have other ways by which we can influence one's perspective, please feel free to share the email address below. I'm so glad you listened to this episode. This is Josh from the Meditate Life podcast. Peace, y'all.